My name is Joe Jewell, and I'm director of the Cities for Better Health initiative. And I'm here together with Sarah Kandarachi, who is working at RMIT, one of the partner organizations in the Active Play Challenge. This webinar today is a webinar, an informational webinar about the Active Play Challenge. And it's an opportunity for us to give you an overview of what exactly is the Active Play Challenge, go into a little bit of information around the scope, eligibility, etc., and then also offer the opportunity for you to ask questions around it if you are considering putting in an application. So as I said before, in the top of your screen, you'll see the chat and the Q&A boxes. So just do keep popping in questions as they go along. So perhaps I'll just kick off a little bit with the background around the Active Play Challenge, which is a global innovation initiative launched by Novo Nordisk under the Cities for Better Health program, which we run in collaboration with a number of organizations, including Arup, RMIT University, Save the Children, Right to Play, and the International Sports and Culture Association, and the Leer Foundation. The idea of the Active Play Challenge is really to seek out, identify and fund promising pilots or scalable solutions that are focused on active play. Sarah will, during the course of this webinar presentation, go into a little bit more details about the scope, how we define play, what is the types of domains, etc. But the idea is really that through this interactive challenge, we go out and welcome ideas and applications with the goal of awarding up to 6 programs in cities worldwide with some funding to implement their initiative. You can move forward to the next slide, Sarah. Perhaps it's also useful to help contextualize who we are as Cities for Better Health, as we are sort of like the anchor organization of the Active Play Challenge. It's a public-private partnership that is, so Cities for Better Health is a public-private partnership that is hosted by Novo Nordisk, and we've been running for more than 10 years now. We operate across more than 50 cities in the world, and we are working on urban health with a focus on children and underserved communities. We're trying to find solutions to help prevent serious chronic diseases. We typically focus on healthy diets and physical activity as solutions. And if you could go back, Sarah, one slide. Yeah, and we typically work on food and physical activity as interventions, and the way we operate is typically through our local offices around the world. And as you can see, we have quite good coverage around the world, and we've been driving interventions to drive health promotion locally. The Health Innovation Challenge, next slide, Sarah. The Health Innovation Challenge is one of the initiatives that we run under the auspices of Cities for Better Health. So it's one pillar of our work. We have other programmatic activities that we run as Cities for Better Health, but the Health Challenges is something we've been running since 2021. So it's been something of a cycle with us, and the concept is broadly similar with each of them, where it's sort of open global challenges aimed at supporting innovative ideas, community-based initiatives with potential to address health equity. We've had 4 previous health challenges. One was around the topic of food. The other was around the topic of childhood, where we partnered with UNICEF. Then we've had a Healthy Cities Challenge and a Healthy Cycling Challenge. Each time we partner with relevant organizations in the space who are bringing subject matter expertise, bringing connections, and also sort of global networks to make sure it's as impactful as possible. And the characteristics remain the same, that it's an open challenge. Organizations submit applications, and we, depending on the funding available, we award funding to at least 3 to 4 winners. And as I mentioned, this year we'll be able to award up to 6, which is great. The idea is that as Novo Nordisk, we can engage in the outside conversation been around health and well-being, and obviously this year the focus has been on active play, because we believe that play and movement is super important for children's health and well-being. And with this slide, also just to talk about the topic of active play, because we believe that there is a growing play crisis in the world. Evidence, shows very much that children and youth are not engaging active play in the same way that they previously did. And not all children and adolescents have opportunities to engage in play, whether that is supported through programmatic activities or the built environment that enables play. And what we find also in this space is that it's highly dependent on where you live, the zip code lottery in a way. So we very much want to be supporting initiatives that aim to close that gap and look at how we can address some of the barriers to play as part of everyday activity. Why are we interested in it as Cities for Better Health? Well, because we believe that play is not only good for the mind and the development of children, but it's also good for health and well-being. It can nurture friendship, social connections, and creativity. So within these realms, we want to seek out opportunities to support organizations that are really working in this space with the potential for great impact. But I should also recognize that we're not running this challenge in isolation, and we definitely need to work with other organizations that have relevant expertise. So as I started out by saying, Cities for Better Health is an initiative of Novo Nordisk. So we're an active partner in this challenge, but we also are very grateful for the support of other organizations who come with a long history and legacy in this space. We've been organizing it together with Arup, RMIT University, Save the Children, Right to Play, ISCA, which is the International Sports and Culture Association, and the Leer Foundation. The Leer Foundation is actually contributing with co-funding for the early years category, which is great, and we would like to acknowledge their support here. We're really grateful for this coalition of partners, because we believe they have the right, as I said, the right networks, the right expertise, and the right background in this space to help us choose some really impactful initiatives. So I think that's enough from me as introduction. And what I would like to do is also then hand over to my co-presenter, Sarah, who will then walk you through the rest of the presentation, including some of the details around the scope of the Active Play Challenge. But thank you so much for joining, and do keep popping your questions into the chat if you have them. Over to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Joe, for the overview, the introductions, and thank you everyone for joining this webinar. So yeah, as Joe said, I'm going to take you now through the challenge to give you more information about what we are looking for as part of the challenge. So basically what we're looking for are different type of ideas of projects that support active play for children and young people. When we talk about young people, we mean basically from 0 to 25, let's say. The type of initiative we're looking for are play by design, which are spatial or design initiatives that shape homes, streets, schools, and public spaces that actually support, invite everyday active play for these groups. Then the other type of initiative we're looking for are what we call play in actions, that are more programmatic initiatives and services that activate existing spaces and places and embed play into daily routines of children. And then, as mentioned, Joe mentioned, there is also this category which is supported by the Leer Foundation. It's called Play for Early Years, which is basically targeting design and programmatic initiative for children 0 to 5. So for young children, very young children, including also their parents and caregivers. In terms of the challenge timeline, we launched the challenge on the International Day of Play, which is the 11th of June. Today is the webinar, the Q&A webinar, and we are expecting the application to be submitted by August 14. After that, the challenge group, the Active Play Challenge partners, together with a jury that will be announced in a couple of weeks, will go through all the application received, and then we will announce the finalists, the shortlisted finalists, on the 30th of September. And the finalists will then have a chance to resubmit their proposal with our support, a revised version of the proposal, an improved version of the proposal. They can resubmit the proposal, and the jury will select up to 6 winners. And the winners will be announced on the 20th of November, which is International Children's Day. And then we are planning to organize an event, which is going to be a hybrid event on the 2nd of December, where we're going to present the projects that then will be implemented in 2027. Because between the announcement of the winners and then early January, there will be also a collaboration agreement signed between the winners and for the Active Play Challenge, because the winner they will receive funds to implement their project. And the implementation phase will start in January, February 2027 and will run until November 2027. In terms of what the shortlist finalists will receive in terms of rewards. So as I mentioned, we're going to announce the shortlisted finalists by end of September, and they will have access to a Play Masterclass video that will be a pre-recorded online course that will be developed by RMIT University. And this video is aimed at supporting the finalists to improve their submission. So then when they resubmit, they will have a stronger idea and so more chance to actually be selected as a winner. At the same time, the finalists will attend, together with the winners, online masterclasses for during 2027. They will attend live 2-hour masterclasses with experts from the Active Play Challenge group and partnerships. At the same time, the finalists will also get great visibility and recognition, because as part of the challenge, we also have a strong communication campaign. So also their project will be made available through communication tools on the website, so they will get a lot of visibility. At the same time, the finalists will also receive a certificate of participation. For the winners, so the 6 winners, in addition to have access to the benefits that the finalists will have, they will also get funding. They will receive between 50 or 100,000 US dollar to pilot or scale their projects. At the same time, one representative from each winning initiative will have a chance to come to Barcelona at the end of January for a week intensive learning program on active play and healthy cities. We will organize workshops, site visits, also talks with experts from Barcelona and beyond, so that they can, during that week, they will have also a chance to keep working on the proposal for implementation. Because then in 2027, they will, from February, they can start implementing their project with the funds that they will receive. And all the partners of the Active Play Challenge will then provide expert technical assistance to each winner. So there will be, each winner will be associated with a partner depending on the type of proposal they submit, so that they will receive technical assistance, ongoing technical assistance during implementation. So who can apply? So basically is a global competition. So it's open to all legally registered organizations that have the mandate, they have the expertise and also the capacity to lead and implement initiatives that create opportunities for active play for children and young people. So it's open for NGOs, community-based organizations, academia, not-for-profit organizations. We encourage youth-led organizations to apply. And when we mean for youth-led organization, we mean organizations which are led by people aged 18 to 25. For-profit organization can apply as well, but they need to demonstrate that they're not going to use the funds to generate profit, because the aim is that the funds will be used for delivering outcome in the ground. We highly recommend collaboration across different sectors. Also, it's possible to engage with local authorities, actually, or grassroots organization. We actually encourage that. One important thing to keep in mind is that if you are applying as a lead organization, you cannot submit more than one application. But if you are a collaborator and not a lead, you can be part of different consortiums, but you cannot submit as a lead organization. So in terms of how to submit your ideas, there is a website where a lot of information is provided. So I really encourage you also to go through the FAQs in the website, and then when you enter the website, then you have to click on Apply Now, and then you will take to a platform which is called Zilus, and there you have to create your own account, and then during the application period, you're going to you can still work on it in different times. It's not like a one-go account, so you can go back different times. It's important that, of course, you save your application. Otherwise, you will lose all the work that is done. In terms of then the moment you create your own account, you have access to the application guideline. And I also encourage you to download, save with the right click the application guideline in your computer, so it's easier to have access to it. So you can have like this offline version. And then you can start drafting your application online. And again, remember to save the application as you move forward. In case we like you to do the application online, but if you have any problem in relation to internet because it's not stable, because there are blackouts, whatever, you can receive the templates by email. So this is the email address. It's also available on the online on the website. So reach out to us, and then we will share with you the template that you can fill and you can upload in the platform. You don't have to submit the template by email. You can only receive by email the templates, but you have to upload the templates in the platform. Otherwise, we won't be able to assess your proposal. So everything has to be submitted through the platform. So I'm going to take you now through quickly on the application template. So just to give you a sense of the type of information we want to provide. Of course, project name, application information, applicant information, sorry. So if you're a lead organization and if there are partners, include information about who they are, where they're based, there will be a number of questions, and then you should, if you are working with a partner organization, you should upload a letter of intent confirming the partnership. And also please upload an organigram showing the project team that is going to work on the project. Then you need to upload a proof of legal registration, and then any necessary certifications, licenses, or permits that you might require to deliver to implement your idea. For instance, if you want to build, I don't know, a playful school, whatever, if it's possible with the funds that we are providing, you must have, of course, all the certifications, or at least demonstrate that you're going to receive them through local authorities. So you need to basically demonstrate that you are capable to deliver what you're promising, also from a legal point of view. Something that was asked this morning at the other webinar is, what about if your legal registration is in French or other languages? Please send us, upload the translated and certified version. We'd like to have all the documents in English. If you're not able to get the certified version by the 14th of August, you can upload the original one plus the one that is translated, and then you will submit the certified one in due course. We just don't want that to be a problem, a bottleneck for not applying. So we are quite flexible. And again, if you have any doubt, please reach out to us, and we're happy to answer. And then we'd like you to provide an executive summary, and there is also like word limits for each answer. In the summary, you need to provide like a brief description of the problem that you are trying to solve, how you will solve it, what are your intended outcomes, how your solution will have an impact on the lives of children and young people that you wish to serve. Talking of which, we also need to explain who your target groups are. So is it for young children? Is it for teenagers? So you need to specify the age groups that you are targeting. It can be more than, several age groups. It's not only like we don't want to. So if you are targeting all age groups, it's fine. You just need to demonstrate how. And also, if you are considering parents and caregivers, can please also provide that information. Of course, for the early years, it must be clear that you are targeting 0 to 5 years old children, their parents and caregivers. And then you need to provide information about the location and the geography. So provide description of the site or the city or the area where you're working and how the relevant kind of environmental, geographical conditions are actually affecting your target groups and also identifying key challenges, opportunities for active play in that area. Then you have to upload the budget and the timeline. In the there is kind of a screenshot of how we like you to submit the budget and timeline in the guideline document. So please use that because we're expecting to receive many applications. So that will make our life much easier if you use the template that we are providing in the guideline. That you cannot download. If you want a document that you can fill, please reach out again and we will send the template by email. Otherwise, you can just recreate your own template using an Excel file. And then here we like you to, in the proposal description, we like you to go more in depth into describing the aim of the project, the challenge you want to address, the opportunity you want to create, who is involved, and how it will be implemented over time. If you have photos, drawing, sketches, other visual materials that illustrate your proposal, there is also the possibility to upload those on the platform. Then the project team, please provide the description of the team that is involved, the role they're going to play, how they're going to collaborate, the partners you want to involve. Also, it would be nice to know how your team actually is uniquely positioned to deliver results. And then risk mitigation, we all know that between what we want to achieve and the implementation, there are always risks. So we like to understand from your side what are the possible risks that you envision, and then also which mitigation measures you're planning to implement to make sure that these risks are overcome and delivery is achieved. Then there is a number of guiding questions. And the purpose of these guiding questions also is to help you think about active play from like an holistic approach. So it's not just sport or playing football, because as Joe mentioned at the beginning, through active play, you actually can deliver several outcomes from improving like creativity or social skills or cognitive skills. So through this number of questions, we really want to understand how through your initiative you are providing this, you are delivering these outcomes. And for instance, how your proposal integrate active play into everyday mobility and travel, how you use play to support education, learning, problem solving, and collaboration, how you use play as a form of artistic and creative exploration and expression, and many others. So you don't have to answer to all of them, just stick to the questions that are relevant to your proposal. Where the questions are not relevant, just write does not apply. But yeah, this is really to help you also think broadly about the type of projects, the type of impact you want to achieve through your work. And then these are our criteria questions. And these are also quite important because these are basically the criteria that also we are going to use for weighting your proposals and then achieving the final scores. I'm going to take you through them when in the next slides, when I'm going to present the process that the jury will use to assess the proposal. But just like in terms of an overview, there will be questions to understand the feasibility and the delivery capacity of your proposal, the type of partnership collaboration, the outcomes and clarity objectives. And again, for each of these, if you're not able to answer the question, just write, or not because you're not able, but because it's not relevant to your proposal, just write does not apply and continue to the next one. We're not expecting you to, to fill all the boxes, but just to fill the boxes that we think you think are more relevant for you. So looking at the selection process, how does it work? So basically, we are expecting to receive many proposals, hopefully, by the 14th of August. And then the Active Play Challenge evaluation team that includes all the partners of the team. We're going to do a short list of initiatives. And I'm going to show you then how. And then the jury will receive a short list of initiatives and without our evaluation. So they're going to assess them independently from our evaluation. They will then, we will give them some criteria. It is a structured process that I'll show you now. So basically, the jury will select up to between 10 and 12 shortlisted finalists. As I mentioned before, the finalists will be announced on the 30th of September. After the announcement, there will be the finalists will have a chance to do an online pre-recorded course on active play and urban health. And plus there will be a webinars where we're going to provide to the finalists our feedback. The jury will actually provide their feedback to the finalists. And then they can, with those feedback, they can continue work on the proposal. They have to resubmit their proposal by the 29th of October. And then the jury will meet the finalists again in another webinar. And during this webinar, the finalists will pitch their project to the jury. So they will have like 5 to 7 minutes to pitch their idea to the jury. And then the jury will then select after that webinar and also after reviewing again the proposal, they will select the final 6 winners. Okay, so in terms of the selection process, we organize the selection process in 4 steps. The first one is kind of the eligibility screening. So we're going through all the administrative documents that you have to upload, kind of an overview of the proposal, just to understand if you are submitting basically all the required documents that we need to go ahead. Then based on that, after that, there will be the viability screening, where we're going to ensure that the overall approach that you are proposing is implementable. So we're going through the scope, the work plan, the timeline, and the budget. The third step after this is the evaluation scoring. And I'm going to show you now in the next slide which scoring we are using, which criteria. Basically, the evaluation is done against a set of criteria which are grouped into 2 sets. One is focusing on impact and viability, and the other one is in focusing on inclusivity, responsibility, and innovation. The final stage is looking at the eligibility scoring, the viability scoring, and then the evaluation scoring, and we're going to do the maths to select the finalists first and the winners later on. So these are the evaluation scoring criteria. As I mentioned, they are grouped under 2 clusters, let's say. The first one, we want to understand the feasibility and delivery capacity of your proposal. So we're going to look at the feasibility of the work plan and the budget and the team that's going to deliver, if actually has all the skills that we think are required to deliver a project of that size. And then we're going to understand which kind of partnership and collaboration we're going to put in place. And then we want to understand the clarity of your objectives and outcomes. And also we like to understand how you're going to measure the outcomes that you are planning to achieve. And also the scalability and long-term impact of your initiative. So all these will be scored by the jury. And then the second set of criteria are focusing more on inclusivity, responsibility, and innovation. We highly encourage community engagement, including the meaningful and respectful and safe engagement also of children of different age groups and different members of the community. Also during the development of your proposal, if you demonstrate actually that while you are developing the proposal, you actually organize, I don't know, a co-creation workshop or other things of this type or interviews with different members of the community that you're targeting, that of course is highly rewarded. And also during the implementation, it would be good to understand how you're planning to engage the community, the different members of the community, including children, during implementation. Also, we're going to look at how your proposal is targeting, in particular, children living in vulnerable, fragile context, because we want to make sure that you are targeting children that actually are living in context where they have more difficult access to safe and inclusive play. We're also going to look at how your proposal actually is taking into consideration environmental responsibility, climate resilience, the use of, I don't know, biomaterials, or to basically should demonstrate the capacity to be also environmentally responsible. And then, of course, we are going to look at how much your proposal is creative and innovative, how much is able to actually propose something new that nobody has thought about. But also it's important to say that we're looking at different type of proposal. One that can be like a new idea, so that you want to pilot through with the funding that we're going to provide, or also proposals that are consolidated and are ready actually to be upscale. So we are interested to look at both of them. And just to conclude, yeah, so we really are looking forward to receive many applications and many great ideas. And so thank you a lot for staying with us together. And I think now we'll open for, I will stop sharing my screen. And I think now if you have any question, we are here to answer them. So maybe I'll see from, there are several questions. Yeah. 8 years, okay. Okay, so there are some questions. If the organization actually has people beyond the age of 25, but the project team leaders is between 18 to 25, will that be considered as a validated application? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I guess you meant for the person who asked is for youth-led organization. Yeah, if the team is led, the organization actually, not only the team leader, but the organization is led by someone who is between 18 and 25, that is considered a youth-led organization. If one member of the team, the project team, is between 18 and 25, is not considered a youth-led organization, but still can apply to the challenge. Are municipal councils eligible as lead organizations? Maybe Joe, if you could answer this.
Say again, it's a municipal authority.
Yeah.
No, we would prefer it to be community-based organizations as lead organizations. So, sort of organizations with not-for-profits status, depending on the country and legal, rather than a public authority, because they are not eligible to receive funding directly from us. So, I think we encourage them to be involved and consulted, but we would prefer the lead organization, who would obviously receive the grant, to be not a public authority. Yeah, thanks, Joe. But indeed, we encourage you to enter into collaboration with the municipal council. So if the municipal council can participate, but not lead the proposal. And then there is a question if a Colombia organization present a proposal for young people focused on sports. Yeah, absolutely. You can submit a proposal in leadership position. Again, to be considered a youth-led organization, someone in the leadership, someone that is leading actually the organization, must be between 18 and 25. If you are funding proposal for young people, that's not considered a youth-led organization, but still you are eligible, you can apply. Then what is the geographical coverage of the proposal? The budget needs to be 15 to 100,000, not an amount in between. Is it? No, it can be, this is a global challenge, so it's open to any country, any city, any urban context around the world. The budget is between 15,000 and 100,000. If it's 65,000, your budget, of course, it doesn't have to be either 15,000 or 100,000. It can be even less. If you think you need only 20,000, it's fine. There will be more for others. Can be different than that. We are an oncology hospital, a national reference center for pediatric oncology. We have a playground that we would like to renovate. Children with cancer would continue to have opportunity to play and stay active. In line with our education activity, would be the play by design category be the most appropriate for our application. I think what we had through the challenge, we are willing to promote active play for vulnerable kids. If the proposal is to improve the playground, in addition with other activities that the hospital can deliver to
to children that unfortunately are there, I think, yeah, it's fine. You can submit your application.
I guess the question, Sarah, was which category would it be, play by design or play in action, or does it matter?
Okay, no, it doesn't. I mean, also maybe to clarify, play by design, yes. So it's like for physical intervention, but at the same time, if you want to add also programmatic interventions into that, is fine. So it doesn't have to be only like physical intervention or programmatic activities, because we believe that if you deliver like a design-based intervention, the moment you add some additional activities, programmatic services, you achieve better outcomes. So yeah, it can be considered a play by design, but we encourage in this case in particular to add also some additional programmatic initiatives to make sure that you are providing like an holistic approach to active play for these children. We'd like to clarify the eligibility criteria regarding age. Is it mandatory for the applicant organization or the project leader to be? No, it's not. It must be 18 years old. Kind of course, you must have a major age. Again, if you are, we encourage youth-led organizations, so organization led by people between 18 and 25. But if you are beyond 25, you can apply. It's just not a youth-led organization, but still you are eligible for submitting your application. We encourage you that this is not a mandatory requirement. Yeah, correct. It's not a mandatory requirement. We encourage. It would be nice to have one project led by youth, but it's not mandatory. So any organization that is legally registered can submit the application. We'd like to check the active play in this challenge must be physical play activities, or it can be related to healthy food. There must be an active play component in this challenge, because it's focusing on that. If around active play you are able to add also some elements around healthy food, that's great. But the focus should be on different type of active play and in the challenge. Is there any criteria regarding the target group except for the age? Not really. It's between it's for children and young people. So basically, you must demonstrate the impact for this group, also for caregivers, also for parents in case of young children. At the same time, it would be good if you can also show how through your work actually deliver better conditions also for the rest of the communities. Because we know that the moment you create a space that is child-friendly, is more active, actually you're creating and inclusive, you're generating benefits not only for the target groups, but also for the rest of the community. So if in your proposal, you're willing to demonstrate also these benefits, I think would be a plus in the evaluation. Your definition of play. I mean, sport, normally, different of sport. Sport normally is kind of organized activities like basketball, football, fitness, any type of kind of organized activity. Play can be more spontaneous, can be climbing the tree, or can be jumping, or can be different type of movement, or dance can be play. So it's not necessarily related to a sport activity. And we are really looking at how to embed active play into children everyday life. So basically everywhere, every time, the way when they go to school, when they wait for the bus, when they stay with their friends, when they go to the park. So how can we actually encourage physical activity through play for children and young people? Yeah, so the webinar, yes, it will be made available later. Also, we're going to share to people who register the PDF of the presentation that Joe and I just shared. We're busy with our NPC registration. It will be ready in the next few days. Should we hold off on submitting application till we have it in hand? I'm not sure the NPC. Okay, yeah. Depends if it's if it's happening in the next couple of weeks, would be better, so that you can upload all the documents. Indeed, remember that the submission is the 14th of August. Can we apply with a project that has already been piloted to ensure it continued and scale it up to other territories? Yeah, absolutely. Building on our previous experience. Yeah, as I said, we are looking for new ideas, but also kind of consolidated projects that you're ready to scale up or scale in. The important thing is that you demonstrate results over the year with the funds that we are providing. So you have like 1 year to implement an additional aspect of your project, and then you need to share again how you're planning to upscale it in the next phase. Also, something that I didn't say before, if you're able to show that you have additional co-funding from another organization, this also would be welcome. Maybe as in this case, you already have like some funds that to pilot that. If there are still funds available from the organization working with, please add them and explain how you're planning to use them to combine them with those that you will receive in case you win. No public authority, but municipality social service can be leader. I think no, because if it's part of a public authority, unfortunately, it's not eligible, but could be a great partner and collaborator. So yeah, we encourage you to engage with them, but as a collaborator. Is a transnational consortium required? No, it doesn't. It's not required. If you work across different countries, it is also possible to submit proposals that are considering different cities, different countries. Maybe if you want to upscale an idea, it is possible. And of course, in this case, you must have a local partner where you work because you need to show a local presence in the cities where you're planning to work. But in case you work only in one city, it doesn't require an international transnational consortium. It can be only local. Actually, we encourage local organizations to work on this project, apply for this challenge. How much money would the winners actually receive? Would the mentorship fee be deductible? No. So the winners will receive between 50 and 100,000 US dollar. All the technical assistance, all the mentorship, including also the week in Barcelona, will be in addition to that. So they won't be deducted from the money that you will receive. So those are on top of the funds. You will get to have access to technical assistance, to mentorship. And we really, also the week in Barcelona for us is not only to help you improve your proposal and to be ready for implementation, but also to create kind of bonding and collaboration across the winning organizations so that they can continue working together in 2027 to exchange ideas and help each other. If our program fits both programmatic initiatives as well as spatial design category, can we have our proposal address both categories? No, you need to choose one. In this case, I suggest you to choose the play by design category, and then you can add the programmatic initiatives. So but you have to, when you submit your application, you can choose only one category. If you're proposing both, select the one where you think the biggest part of your effort is going. But yeah, we really encourage to have both programmatic initiatives and spatial design initiative together. Would you prefer funding to support scaling an initiative across multiple locations or countries, or is scaling within its current country of operation also eligible? Both are good options as far as you demonstrate that you're delivering impact. There is no preference. We just want to make sure that what you propose is not like, for instance, like an advocacy campaign or something like this. We want to see things happening on the ground, and we want to make sure that actually people living in that community are going to benefit. Children and youth living in that community are going to benefit directly from your initiative. It doesn't matter if it's across different locations or if it's in the same country, the same city. So, but the impact you deliver is the most important thing. The City Council, can we participate with a project that is free for all participants? Unfortunately, no. As we said, you need to collaborate with a lead organization that is not from a public authority. Then, is there a preference for organization with an existing track record, or are first-time applicants equally considered? Of course, you need to demonstrate that you have the capacity, the knowledge to deliver your project. Of course, if you have like an existing track record, it means that you are a better position to deliver, but we also encourage new starters to be bold and apply. For organizations applying as a consortium, could you kindly clarify how the capacity building component, in particular the extensive training in Barcelona, will be structured? Will opportunities be extended to representatives from all consortium partners, or will participants be limited to selected members? We need to think about that. Depends how big is the consortium. Normally it's like one representative from the winners. There might be more flexibility. We will decide, I think, depending on the proposal we receive, there is flexibility to have more people coming to Barcelona. Of course, if it's a consortium of 10 organizations, that maybe is a bit more difficult. You need to pick one or two, but yeah, there is flexibility around that. In relation to attending the online webinars, that is possible because they're online, so it's possible to attend. What's the stronger angle you've seen in winning applications, community reach, measurable outcomes, or innovation? Maybe you can talk about this, Joe, based on your previous experience.
Yeah, I mean, a combination of all of that. I think, it's basically looking at what you believe your proposal does well and articulating that. So if the strength is, I mean, impact, I think outcomes and impact at the end of the day is what this is about, really. So we want to make sure that the winning proposals are likely to deliver impact in the community or communities where it takes place. So I think keep that in mind. But happy for you to articulate whether that will be achieved through effectively engaging the community, doing something in an innovative way. I think we don't prescribe what is the most important. I think the whole package of the application is important for us to allow us to evaluate whether we believe it's going to be impactful. So yeah, obviously I think each of those elements are going to be quite important that you've articulated. Yeah. Of course, we believe you need to engage with the community for it to work well. We need you to show what the measurable outcomes of it are, and ideally there's something innovative that hasn't been done before, because it's then you're setting yourself up to win an innovation challenge. So although you probably wanted one, it's probably all of them, I'd say. I don't know, Sarah, if you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I mean, the evaluation process is quite structured. We're trying to be inclusive and also consider both qualitative and quantitative criteria. But of course, if you develop like innovative idea without engaging the community and without any outcome, of course, it's not like maybe a good application. So you try to keep a good balance across the different criteria that we suggested, that we are using to select your proposal, and also try to show like an holistic approach to deliver impact. That's what we want to really make sure is that through your initiative, you're actually delivering an evident impact to children and young people living in the community that you are targeting. In relation to the other question about our organization is a youth and children organization implementing the early childhood development program. However, the team leaders are beyond the age of 25. Are we eligible to apply? Yes, everyone is eligible. You don't have to be, again, we encourage youth-led organization to apply. That doesn't mean that all the organization apply must be led by youth. We encourage, but any organization, even if you're like 60 years old, 70 years old, and you want to apply, please go on and apply. The important thing is that you meet all the requirements that are listed in the guidance. Thank you, Sarah and Joe. Thank you. Okay, I don't know if there are other questions. There are more questions.
There's one, but most of them have been addressed, Sarah. I'm just looking through them. I think Evie's was addressed. Romina had a couple of questions around is co-funding required? Are you awaiting proposals only on one line or more lines? I guess you've answered the one about it doesn't have to fit one bucket or other. The proposal can cover a few play by design, play in action, etc. You covered that earlier. Is co-funding required in this grant, and how can it be satisfied?
Yeah, and also the co-funding is not a requirement, it's not mandatory. It's would be nice to have. And for co-funding can be also in-kind contribution from other organizations that, of course, you need to quantify. If they're like you're collaborating with organization or willing to put their staff time into the project, you should demonstrate, quantify their contribution. But it's not a requirement. It's nice to have. Then are there any budget guidelines around eligible, ineligible costs? Yeah, the budget guidelines are provided in the outline that we are that you can download from the website. Yeah, so you can find all the information that we need from the budget there. And in this, is this a yearly initiative? Is this a one-time challenge, or will organization be able to participate? Let's see. I don't know, Joe. What do you?
Yeah, I mean, I would. So this typically the Health Innovation Challenge has changed topics. We're evaluating how successful this one is. If you are interested, I would suggest to apply this time, to be sure. So, yeah.
Yep. Then the website address, I guess it was already shared. Yeah. Could I come? Well, yeah. Okay. Are there new questions? Let me see. I saw question popping up. Could you please share the email? Okay. Okay, I think we cover everything. I don't know if there is any additional question from the audience. We actually have the capacity to unmute you. So if you want to raise your hand and share your question, you can also express it, ask it live if you want. Just raise your hand so we know that you're willing to ask a question. Okay. No additional questions. So yeah. So please apply. We are really looking forward to receive many nice ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Best of luck with the applications. And I think Isabella has been putting in the chat the email address. Obviously, the website is updated, but also if you have any questions, there's a healthinnovation@novonordisk.com that you can contact.
And then, yeah, and we will share the presentation, and the webinar recording will be shared as well. So you can go back to watching us if you want.
Great. Well, thanks also, Sarah, for walking us through the scope and eligibility questions, etc. And I guess from everybody and all the partners involved in the Active Play Challenge, wishing you all the best luck with developing your ideas and submitting applications, hopefully. And yeah, good luck. Oh,
I can see there is a question for
final question.
Yeah, let's now you're unmuted. If you want to unmute yourself,
can you all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Is the fund, just trying to understand what the timeline for the funding would be. Would that funding need to be used within a particular timeline? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, something like that? So yeah, just some clarification on that would be appreciated.
Yeah. No, 1 year. It should be used between January 2027 and November 2027.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay.
All right.
Thank you for the question, and thanks for coming today.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. We'll stop the event. Thanks. Bye.